Vibras?
Because we know the Vibras. Welcome back to another episode of the You Know the Vibras podcast. I'm the one and only Juan the Don, and as always, I'm accompanied by Michael Carrasco. Today, we have a very special guest, one of the greatest basketball players coming from the Eastern Shore of Maryland. Arguably, up there, the greatest coming out of Salisbury. There's a couple other guys. We're going to touch on that later. You feel me? We're going to touch on that later. My man Duff laughing already. He got something to say about that. Jorden Duffy, man. Jorden Duffy. What's up, bro? Tell the
What's
people, how you feeling. And
Yeah, I'm cool, man. Another day above ground, you know what I'm saying? So I'm good.
You back in the city?
Yeah, I'm around the way.
For sure. So Duff is a hooper, a professional basketball player, coming from the Eastern Shore of Maryland. And we, like me and Michael, we both from the Eastern Shore. We both from we all from Salisbury, honestly.
Yep.
And it was an honor to have
Michael,
Duff on here.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
He went to Bennett, bro.
I went to Bennett.
I ain't even know that.
Yeah.
I went to Parkside. They rivals. I went to Parkside. They went to Bennett. You feel me? So yeah. For those who don't know who Duff is, Duff, tell the people a little bit about yourself, what you do, where you come from, and something a little bit about that.
My real name, Jorden Duffy. I play basketball overseas. Coming up on my fourth year overseas. Started off at JUCO in LaPorte, Texas, near Houston, called San Jacinto. Went to a University of North Texas in Denton. I went to high school at James and Bennett. That's all, that's really...
That's good. Yeah, for sure. So as you see, a lengthy process in basketball coming up. But I really wanted to touch on what got you at first. What age were you when you first started playing basketball, and also what got you into playing basketball?
My first year playing real under the whistle, I was 6, but I always had a basketball in my hand. I liked football more when I was younger, though. That's the crazy part.
For real?
Yeah, I used to play at the Boys and Girls Club, but I was smaller, so I didn't hit my growth spurt until my sophomore year of high school. So everybody else started getting bigger before me. That's why I quit playing football, because I'm like, I can't keep up with that, So I started gravitating towards basketball, and it came a little easier to me. So I say about 5 or 6 is when I really started getting into it.
And there wasn't any certain inspiration for you to pick up a basketball, someone you looked up to, someone that may have motivated you to start playing basketball. You say older brother, family, uncle, any family member.
I say one of my uncles. He used to play. He was nice and ball. I used to see him all the time. So that's what. And then when I was, I used to live on the west side of Salisbury, and how that is over there.
Yeah,
so growing up over there, I used to be in the park a lot, and I used to see them hooping, but it wasn't regular hooping though. They betting money, and they over there damn near tackling each other while they playing. So it was cool to see that. But it was some dudes that was nice over there too. So I kind of just gravitated towards ball, and it just went from there for real.
Nah, facts. I want to touch on that really quick. The playing on the west side is not for the weak, bro. You feel me? Lake Street, the projects, any of that, you getting elbows, tackling, all of that. When I was playing, when I used to pick up whatever, when I went to college or even here now in Chicago, bro, they call fouls for anything. So I'm y'all sweet, y'all would not last over there, bro. You feel me? Because it's really different. You feel me? But that's cool.
I was young, they wasn't even, looking out for the youngins. You playing with the the old heads, you playing with them. It ain't no, we just gonna look out for him because he's smaller. You gotta be tough coming up over there and playing ball, especially. So,
and it was cool to see females as well playing over there too. Some females will get on the court too.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's dope, bro. It's cool to hear that you played football at first. There's always in the whole process of playing professional sports, there's always another sport that you were inclined to first, and then you moved on to something else. But that's cool. That's good to know, bro.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Michael.
Now I was gonna ask you how it was when you're playing in high school. What were some of the challenges and some of the things that push you to be the player that you are today?
Well, when I was in high school, I didn't start playing until really my junior year for real, because I missed the first 2 years because I was going through some things. So that was challenging. I went through real life situations earlier than a lot of kids. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
um, I think just going through that was probably the most. I lost my uncle. He got murdered, and that was like a father figure to me. So I think going through that was probably the most challenging. And then when I started playing, it was always this comparison between me and Corey Holden. You know, that's another
Right.
Mm-hmm.
big
Yeah.
time,
That
Mm-hmm.
was
big
a
time
Shout
big
out to
ball player.
thing.
Corey.
Yeah,
Shout
big
out to
time ball
Corey.
player. And so I mean, I never really let it bother me because me and him, you know, we had a brotherhood. Like we brothers, we locked in for
Right.
life. So he pushed me, I pushed him, but from the outside looking in, you know, people looking at the stat line, Corey might have 40 one night, I might have 20. Then it be another night, I might have 40, Corey gonna have 20. So it's always like, oh, they competing against each other, but it was never that. You know what I'm saying? Like we was 6 in the morning, we in Bennett working out, both of us, nobody else in there. They don't see
Facts.
that stuff though, so they always thinking like, man, them two they in competition with each other, or Corey better than Duff, or Duff better than Corey. But we never
Yeah.
really let it get to us for real. And I think that's what helped me be the player I am today, because seeing him, you know, he waking up 6 in the morning working out, and then seeing him sign his letter of intent at the University of Delaware from Bennett, straight out of high school.
Yep. Yep.
That's You know, that's motivation. Like we don't see that a lot around here. You know what I'm saying? Like especially young black men going straight to college from
Right.
high school, doing something they love to do. So
Facts.
that was motivation in itself enough to seeing that, and I was like, shit, I want to do the same thing. So that's how that happened.
Nah. Nah, that's facts. You touched on a ton of things that I can
Yeah.
relate to going to college, you feel me, from the Eastern Shore.
Mm,
You know, and just seeing you guys, bro, like you guys are always the talk of the city, bro.
yeah.
Like now I don't see games now the way they were back then where like people actually like even old heads would go to the games
Right.
to
Hmm.
watch, you feel me? Like they would line up at high school games and go watch these games because it was just like it was different, bro. Like
Yeah.
you and Corey, and then even other schools, like there was other schools that had, you know, top players as well. Like that those years, like when y'all was playing, that was crazy. But
Hmm.
I do want to touch on real quick. You mentioned your uncle, bro. I see you carry him a lot with you. I actually went to elementary school with Arnell, one of my
Yeah,
good
okay.
friends in elementary school,
Mm.
and I see that you always posting them. So that's very good to see.
Yeah.
What would you say? How would you say the uncle is like to you? Like what kind of figure was he to you that you know hold him so close to you? You feel me? Everywhere you go.
I say, man, he was, bro. That's really like my dad. Like me and all his kids, we like siblings. You know what I'm saying? Like Arnell, I consider Arnell my little brother. Like I still, if he need anything, he know I'm here for him. You know, and that's the same with all of his kids. And the reason I say that was because, you know, I grew up in a single mother household,
Mm.
and my uncle was locked up when I was young. Like he did 12 years in prison. But when he did those 12 years, I'm talking about like before my games at the Salvation Army, he calling from the prison, talking to me, like giving me
Wow.
motivation, like, you know what I'm saying, like yeah, you can be this if you put your mind to it. And you know, it was just, it's crazy to see, because like now I got my own son. You know what I'm saying? Like
Wow.
so
Yeah.
so I carry that, like I got to be what he was to me for real, because he made a way. Even though he wasn't here physically when he was in prison, he still called every night before my games and stuff, and like, and told my mom, like, let me talk to Jay real quick. And he just helped me, you know what I'm saying, give me motivation and pushing me and stuff. So I mean, that was like my dad for real. Like I said, like even when he got
Wow.
out, he helped coach AAU teams that I was a part of. He got his sons on some of the teams.
Hmm.
Every Saturday morning, he would come pick us up. He would get his five sons and come pick me up, and we would all go to like the barber shop or go, you know what I'm saying, go get something to eat. So he played a really, like a real important role in my life. That's why it hit so hard when I was in high school, because it was like damn, like as soon as he got out, he got out. He was 9 months out, and then that's when,
Mm.
you know, somebody took his life, and it was just like,
Mm.
it was hard. But you know, I cherish those moments that I got to, you know, be with him when he was out. And
Right.
even like I still think about when he used to call, and I still remember those conversations. So that was like my dad for real, bro.
Nah, yeah, R.I.P. to him, bro. And I've seen like a ton of people always post him. Like it shows how great of a man he was. You feel me? Like, and you had a ton of great father figures in your life too. I don't want to keep touching on that because it's
Nah,
a
you
bit
good.
sentimental, but
I'm an open
but
book, bro.
uh but I was really close with Willie. You feel me? And I don't know if you remember
Oh yeah.
Willie. Yeah, and he always was talk to you, about all of that. Like, he was proud of you hooping and everything. He always tell me when I worked with him in Golden Corral, and I was just like, damn, like that really inspired me too, cause you feel me, show the adversity you went through and you still made it to college and even playing out overseas
Yeah.
is is great to see. But I would do want to touch on really quick. You mentioned the whole recruiting process, seeing Corey go D1, which is for many you guys may not understand. Like the Eastern Shore, bro, is so hard to get recruited. Now
Right.
it's easier because a lot of guys, went through the struggle for it to be easier for the younger, generation now. But can you describe how hard it was to get looked at from the Eastern Shore? To get looked at by these colleges, and how important it was to see Corey, like you said, it was important to see him sign that letter of intent. But just describe how hard it really is, or it was, to get recruited, and the JUCO route that you took, and why you did it.
Um, it was super super tough. Uh, Being undersized and being from a smaller area, a lot of people don't. They overlook this. They overlook Salisbury a lot.
Hmm.
Um, so I remember my first interaction with a coach. He was from Baltimore. What is it? BBCC or something? Catonsville.
Oh
Catonsville.
yeah, yeah. CB. Yeah, I know you're talking about the K. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Catonsville.
I know you're
And he
talking about
came.
Baltimore.
He came into the locker. He came into the locker room, and they looked at my transcripts because my transcripts was bad. And
Mm.
he was like, you talented, but you just gonna be another one of those Salisbury players that stay around here. I'm like, what? So I got myself together a little bit with the classroom and all that. And I stopped playing AAU basketball in this area because, AAU here, they don't really take trips to where kids can be seen. Like, it's just the Ocean City tournaments or the North Carolina where it's not a lot of coaches. So
Governor's Challenge.
Right.
I went to I went across the bridge and I started playing with DC Assault and like Team Loaded Virginia. And that's when I started getting colleges. And I remember my first three schools was Cleveland State, and then I had got Kansas State and University
Damn.
of Southern California. But
Okay.
I didn't have the grades, so this JUCO kept hitting me up. But as a kid, you think you got it all figured out. You already know, like,
Right.
I'm talented enough. I'm like, bro, I'm going D1. I'm not going no JUCO.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So they keep coming to the games. Like all these coaches coming to the games, they hit me up, but I don't have the grades though. So it was my birthday is August 19th. Um, it was like August 16th when I started talking to the JUCO. They was like, man, we really want you. We think it'd be best for you to help develop your game. You get stronger and get your grades together. But I'm still like, man, what they talking about? I'm going D1. Like I'm still saying this though. Like I'm still in my head. I'm like, I'm going D1. I'm not going there. So I think that the next day I was like, my mom and like my man, RIP to him, Lafayette. It was like, bro, you need to go to JUCO. Like you can't go D1.
Mm.
So I ended up signing there 2 days before my birthday, and I had to leave the day after my birthday. Mind you, this is the first time I'm flying by myself, so I'm like, I was
Oh
Damn.
nervous.
man.
And then the crazy part is, bro, when I was on the flight, I had a layover in Chicago. I had to
Oof.
stay in Chicago airport overnight, bro, by myself.
Ooh.
So 18-year-old, I'm like, nah, this ain't even gonna work. Like I can see how this about to turn out. I'm about to go home. But I ended up
Mm.
going, and it turned out to be one of the best decisions I made in my life, though.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's up.
Damn. So you really went through adversity before you even went through the
Yeah.
adversity in JUCO, bro. Like,
Yep.
well, you just dropped some tea because I didn't even know you had those other three colleges that was talking to you like that. Like
Mm-hmm.
you kept that really low key then, bro.
Yeah, I knew I didn't have the grades.
Yeah.
I knew I didn't have the grades, so I was just like, but it was you know, that's something to stunt though. I could have stunted on niggas then. I'm like, I got
Oh
Southern
yeah,
California, I got Kansas State, but
Hmm.
yeah,
I'm, you know, I'm a humble person though. So, and
yeah,
then
for sure.
you gotta be like realistic. Like I know, like
Right.
I'm not going to no university because my grades are chopped, bro.
Nah,
All right, so
I
so
do.
so yeah,
Go ahead. I
go
was
ahead.
gonna say, touch base on that, like, when we playing sports when we're younger, like, we always think, okay, yeah, this is what's gonna get me out. But I want you to at least, let the young athletes nowadays, let them know how important that is, to keep up, not just develop your game as an athlete, but also develop yourself in the classroom as well.
Uh, that's now looking back, that's top priority. Like that's what come first because like me, you know, you can have all the talent in the world, all the talent in the world you want, but if you ain't got the grades to do nothing with it, it'll never work out for real. It'll be hard, you know. Like so, I say, you know, the classroom come first. Like
I agree
that's
on it.
most
Nah, for
important.
sure.
Yeah.
So I mean that taught you, when you got to JUCO, that you needed to, get your grades, right, because so for you to even make the transition over to D1 school. Explain the requirements that you have to go through and the struggles in JUCO that you have to, clean up in order to even get a opportunity at the D2 D1 level, after JUCO.
Uh, well, you know, you of course, like I said, grades. Grades is a huge requirement because I've had a lot of teammates that went to JUCO with me, but they didn't have the grades to go, you know, D1 or D2, so they had to settle for like a, you know, a D3, which is still, you know, it's still a blessing in itself because you're still playing ball and you still get to get your
Right.
degree. But you know, that's important. I think what else is important? I think just being like just being a
Cause
sponge,
isn't there? Yeah.
just being a sponge in those situations because it's a lot you can take from JUCO. Like it's not the best of situations. Like you're not getting no meal plan. You don't have a huge staff where you get a strength and conditioning coach individually. You don't have um, graduate assistants. Hold on one second.
You go, bro.
You don't have graduate assistants where they can come work you out whenever you want to work out, come rebound for you and stuff. So
Right.
I mean, it's a struggle, but it's like it's going to mold you into something, you know, better than what you went into it. You know, like that's all I can say. Like it's definitely something that helps build character. You know, like
Nah,
so
facts.
it ain't for the weak though. I tell you that because I know my first week I went there and I was already, you know, like, man, I can't do this. Like I'm ready to go home because it's like class. You gotta go to class in the morning. Then when you get done class, you go practice. Then you got another
Mm.
workout with the coach individually. I'm just like, bro, you know,
Meetings,
it's
yeah, nah, for
different.
sure.
Yeah, it's different because, like I said, Salisbury. You come from Salisbury. They don't. Some coaches now they teach it, but they don't prepare you for the real like how it's gonna be when you want to become an athlete. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
Nope. That's a fact, bro. Nah, for sure. Like even in football, when I went to college, like at least the plays, was much different. Like, I had to learn like terminology, you feel me? Not just
mhm,
like number system. Like I wasn't prepared for that. You feel me? So it was harder for
yeah,
me. That was my main, I feel like the main challenge. And I could only imagine how it was in basketball. But I mean, here I feel like the basketball competition level will prepare you, but I don't know how the coaching, could prepare you for college. But um, you know what I mean? Unless you went to like a High, where they get a lot of love from the coach that's been there for a ton of years. You feel me? Like coach with Butch
yeah.
Waller, right?
But you look at it though, bro. Like how many of his players he sent to college though too. You get what I'm saying?
Exactly,
So
for sure.
Right.
Nah, most def.
he can be the most winning coach in the world, and but how many of his players actually went, you know, off to college and did something? And
Yeah,
so I mean,
nah,
it's
for
good
sure.
coaches here in the area. Don't get me wrong. I'm not knocking none of them. Like it's good coaches, but I just feel like they don't really prepare players for like what's next, what's really about to come. Like, you know what I'm saying? So we
Mm-hmm.
go into that joint blindfolded, not knowing what to expect, and then when it hit us, it's like,
Facts.
oh shit, like this is totally different than where we coming from. Whereas
Facts.
you got like the bigger cities like North Carolina, you know what I'm saying, like North Carolina, Chicago. Those players,
Mm-hmm.
they go into their college years, they already know what kind of to expect because
Oh
them
yeah.
coaches is tough. You know what I'm saying? Them coaches probably played years before, so they already preparing their
Yep.
players to what's going on. So I
Mm-hmm.
think that's our struggle around here. Like we need to start teaching the kids like what's really about to, you know, what's really coming, like the reality of it, because it ain't always gonna be sunshine and flowers, bro. Like that's the thing. Like it's gonna be storms in
Facts.
this shit. It's gonna storm some days.
Facts. Nah,
I
most
agree.
definitely. When you coming from an area where you are like the best player, and you go to some place where everybody is the best player coming from the area, you feel me?
Right.
So it's like the level of competition steps up. But yeah, I was touching on. I wanted to ask you earlier when I was talking about the JUCO thing because you know you see like Last Chance U and all of this, and you hear people that went to JUCO. They talk about how hard it is. You know, but you did touch on that. But I want you to touch on how you got to North Texas. You know, despite going through everything at the JUCO college you were at in Houston.
So this story crazy too. So Jareem Dalley, he went to the University of Maryland Eastern Shore, so he got ties like
Mm.
around here. He know like the Craig Winders, the Aaron Wyatts, the Andre Collins, you know, those guys that before me, you know, great players that played overseas and had great careers.
Mm-hmm.
So our recruitment opened up one day. You know, as soon as the recruitment opened up, it's 12 a.m. So my roommate had called me because we lived in apartments, and my roommate had called. I wasn't at the apartment at the time. My roommate called me. He like, Duff, where you at? I'm like, man, I'm just chilling. I'm at my other teammate apartment though. I'm at James' crib. He like, man, somebody here looking for you, Arkansas State coach. I'm like, what?
Oh.
He like, yeah, Jareem looking for you. I'm like, all right, here I come. So I went down there. He like, man, you thought I was playing. He was like, we really want you. You thought I was playing. Like the first coach, as soon as recruitment opened up, he at the door. He like, man, I done flew all the way down here. I ain't playing. I want you. Like, we gonna get you. So they ended up leaving Arkansas State and going to North Texas.
Mm.
So we kept in contact throughout the recruitment process. I was like, I wasn't gonna commit until after my sophomore year. So they ended up leaving, and then my last two schools were between North Texas and Texas Tech, which is a big, you know, Big 12, big time
Mm-hmm.
school. So me being, you know, I'm trying to be smart about it. Like Big 12, they getting 5-star recruits coming out of high school. I'm a
Right.
JUCO product. I might not see the floor a lot, so I'm like, all right, if I go to North Texas, I can go there. I can do what I do. I can boogie, get down. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
uh, I'm doing a podcast. But I'm thinking like I'm gonna go there. I'm a boogie, get down, do my. I'm telling my mom like I'm doing 1 year university. I'm going to the league. Like I ain't doing 2 years. I'm trying to do one and go to the league. So
Mm-hmm.
I get there. I go to North Texas, and I think like 2 weeks after I get there, bro, I break my foot. Had to get
Oh
surgery.
Oof.
man.
Joint set me back, but looking, you know, at the time I'm pissed. I'm like, man, I should never even came here. These niggas want to have open gym. I should never even played. I would have been all right. But looking back at it now, 26-year-old, I'm like, that joint humbled me more. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe I wasn't ready for what I thought I was ready for. And I needed to sit down to have a little seat. And you know, that's what God did. He sat me down, made me look at everything. And so it was an eye opener and definitely humbled me a little bit more because I was, like I said, I was on the phone. I'm telling my folks, I'm like, man, I'm about to run this whole Conference USA. I'm doing 1 year. I'm going straight to the league. I'm like, you know, I'm talking my shit though. I'm popping my shit. And
Yeah.
get there and break my foot. I had to get surgery, so I was out like 4 months. But I came back in time for the first game. But I kind of rushed myself back, though. I should have sat a little longer. But it is what it is now, though. But yeah, man, shout out to Dream, man. He at Kansas State now. That's my boy. We still
Oh
talking
wow,
every day. Yeah, yeah, K
damn,
State.
that's tough.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So after the college, after you got done with college, how was the process? You're playing overseas now. How was that process going overseas?
Well, wait, let's reword it. Let's reword it real quick,
Yeah,
because every kid's dream is NBA.
that is true.
Mm-hmm.
That is true.
So when after college, because I'm sure, because you were going crazy in North Texas, bro. I'm sure you had NBA in your sights.
Yeah, I had
Um,
a little private workout joint with who was there? I can't remember all the. It was like 3 NBA teams that was there. I had it at Baylor,
mm,
Mm,
like
but
pro day.
it was like a little mini pro day joint where we played with the Baylor team, and then it was 3 of us. We had to work out for a couple teams, but that joint, I was so nervous, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
Mm,
It was a bad workout for me. Like I ain't really know what to expect, and that joint was a little
right.
crazier than what I was expecting. So, and my nerves was crazy all over the place. I'm fresh out of college. I'm thinking like this joint about to be something what I'm used to. But that, bro,
yeah,
them pro days is crazy. I ain't gonna lie. But now if I get one, like I'm sure I'll have one coming up soon. I know what to
no
expect
stuff.
now. But that joint was crazy, bro. I'm telling you, like.
Wait, so you think that was part of the reasoning that you had to look overseas due to your pro day not going smooth due to nerves? You know what I'm saying? Like, do you think if you would have went off, there was gonna be a possible mini camp invite or something like that?
Yeah, I think if I did, what they were expecting me to do, then I would have been cool. Like I probably would have been on like a little summer league, and then probably like a little 2-way G League and NBA contract. But like I said, my nerves were just all over the place, so that joint messed me
Word,
up for real.
word. Okay. So what eventually moved your sights to overseas? Like, a lot of people would see it as a thing that like a setback, like people in the process, like, damn, I didn't get to make it to the NBA. Like, what made you look overseas, you know what I'm saying, and keep going and want to keep, furthering your professional career? You feel me?
Um, because I seen a lot of NBA guys playing overseas. Like the NBA is very political, so
Mm,
and it's a lot of talent overseas, bro. Like I done ran into some dogs playing over there that just like me probably feel like they should be playing in the NBA, but it just
mm-hmm.
ain't the timing, and then you gotta, like I said, it's political, so you gotta know somebody, or what I'm saying, you gotta have ties to the NBA is hard to get into, bro. So, but I was just like I said, I was just being realistic. Like I had to sit down with myself and was like, bro, I didn't do what I should have did at the pro day. Like, and my coaches, they hit me up like, we think it'd be best if you just try to go overseas. It's not gonna be, you're not gonna start off make like your first year. You're not gonna make 6 figures because you gotta rebuild your brand all over again.
Right.
I'm not on nobody's draft board. I'm not a
Hmm.
prospect, so I was
Mm-hmm.
just like, okay, cool, like. Shit, it's just like JUCO all over again. I'm starting all over. So that's how I looked at it. And
Right.
once I got over there, I just head down and just keep taking care of my business. So
Wait, so can you talk to those like hoopers that are going through that process too after college? Like, how does the overseas process work? Like, how do you get looked at? How do you reach out? Do they reach out to you? Like, what's the whole ins and outs of the overseas process for those that may want to do it?
so first, I will tell you to get an agent, because agents, they got a lot of connects over there. But you got to be careful with picking your agent.
Mm,
A lot of agents going to tell you what you want to hear and not tell you what you should hear and the truth.
Right.
So I think my first agent, he was pretty good. He was an American agent, but I just felt like he was a little bit overwhelmed with all the players he had on his agency,
Hmm.
and I wasn't a priority to him. So
mm,
I went over there late. I got overseas late, so the season usually starts. You get there usually about August, September. I'm just sitting. I'm in Texas. I'm just sitting, waiting, and I finally get a call from a team in Slovakia in January. So the season about to be over soon, but I'm like, I'm gonna just go over here. I'm gonna play a little bit, just get my name out there a little bit. And as soon as I got over there, I played about 8 games, and then COVID hit. So I had to fly home immediately, and then that whole year I sat and I just waited and I just waited, but I never got a call. So I ended up firing my first agent, but I had went and played in a little like it's not really like a pro league, it's like semi-pro, and it's called the TBL, the basketball league, and it's like all over now. But I flew to Oklahoma, and I think I played 1 game, but they already had their team set. But the owner of the team, he kept calling me like, we think it'll be good for you. We can get you overseas if you come play, or you know what I'm saying, even G League, because we had it was one guy, he playing Oklahoma City Thunder now on the NBA team. We had him, and he was like, we think if you come play side by side with him, then you'll have, you know what I'm saying, you'll have those looks too. So I'm like, all right. But when I get there, it's a different story because the coach is on a whole nother page than what the owner is on. So that didn't work out. So I ended up flying back home, came home. I just kept working out. I'm like, bro, something gotta give. So I ended up getting connected with a dude, Walter Hodge. He went to University of Florida. He played there. He's like one of the most, you know him?
He plays in Puerto Rico.
Yeah, he like one of the most winningest players in the University of Florida. I ended up getting connected with him, and his old coach from Poland is now my agent. But you know, we talked, and he was like, bro, we see that you're talented. We can do a lot for you, and you can do a lot with us. And I was like, all right. So ever since then, you know, my new agent, he been getting me in some good situations for real, like, you know. So, but I'll say, just be careful with your agent. You know, that's the most important thing. Just do your research, ask people, you know what I'm saying, like about the agency, and so that's the most important thing. Just be careful who you hire as an agent, bro.
No, that's what's up. That's what's up. I see, man. I see that although you had to go through a lot of things, that never stopped you from the angle, and that, you know, for a lot of kids, you know, that are watching, you got especially, you know, looking up to people like you going through the process. I feel like you dropping a lot of knowledge right now.
Facts.
I'm gonna say one thing too though. NBA is not the only validation you need, bro.
Amen.
Like I said before, it's a lot of people overseas that should be in the NBA, but they still making a lot of money overseas and they still doing their thing. So NBA is not only validation. Like,
Right.
you know, that's always everybody's goal, but it's not the only validation, bro. Like,
Most
it ain't.
So touching on that, bro, what's the what are like the top like overseas like was it say countries or leagues? Because I know like Spain plays hardball.
Yeah.
And there's like other overseas. I'm not too knowledgeable on that, so I would like to hear from you. Like, what are those overseas like countries that like are really tough? Like, is Lithuania an adjustment for you? Like, is that tough? Like, how is that? I remember LaMelo and them went over there and they were struggling.
Yeah. So you got top is EuroLeague. EuroLeague is like
Okay.
the Partisans and the Red Stars. They Serbian teams, and then you got like Monaco, Real Madrid. You got, you know, those teams, and then you got Eurocup. Eurocup is like Lekabelis, where I just came from in Lithuania. So, you know, that's one of the top 2 leagues. And you got like Champions League. So it's different leagues, but countries that are like super, you know, tough to play in. Serbia, where I was at first, that's a super tough place to play in. And then, you know, Lithuania, like you say, Spain, France has a tough league. Turkey, bro, it's so many leagues that are like super tough and valid though. You know, it's not just no BS league.
Pushover.
Just walk in there and you gonna get 40 every night. Like they do.
Facts.
Like where I came from in Lithuania, it was like a serious joint. Like I get there and, you know, we watching film every day, and, you know, it's a Euro Cup team, so it's like, you know, the big stage. But I ain't really know what to expect walking in there. You know, you got your trainers, and you get blood work done to make sure your iron is good and you
Wow.
got good vitamins. So it's, bro, it really ain't no real difference from that in
The
the NBA,
NBA,
except it's
yeah.
just the title. You know what I'm saying? Like they
Mm-hmm.
still taking care
Yeah.
of you. You still, you know what I'm saying? You still getting paid. You playing on a high level. Like I think my first game I missed. It was a Euro Cup game. I watched it though, but I'm watching Paris. We played the Paris team, and they got the old one of the I can't remember his name, but he won a dunk contest a few years ago. He played in the NBA, and then they had like another NBA prospect. He was on the Celtics summer league team last year, and then even on my team, we had two NBA prospects on there. So like I said, it's valid, bro. Like it ain't no pushover. Like ain't no nigga just gonna walk over there and get 40, bro. I'm telling you, like.
Most def. Nah, that's crazy. Like, cause I do see people talk about
Right.
how hard overseas is, and like how they're more physical, how the
Mhm.
games are more passionate in a way. Like, cause fans are very involved, and fans they really have nothing else to do around there, so they go into these games and are very supportive. And I seen something that you posted, a little kid supporting you. Like, I think he had your jersey or he held up a sign with your name.
Yeah, he held up a sign.
How does that make you feel, man? Seeing kids, you could call them. I mean, you have fans.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
how
yeah.
can you? How does that make you feel, knowing you have people that really, really support you, and you have fans across, overseas that love to see you play?
It's kind of like bittersweet, because seeing from where I started from, with like pretty much zero, nothing,
Mm-hmm.
and then I go to these different countries, and I make a name for myself, and little kids after the game ask for pictures and autographs, ask for my jerseys and my sneakers. So it's like
Damn.
damn, like I'm appreciative of it because, like I said, I ain't one of those silver spoon kids that came from a whole lot. So it's definitely like a blessing though, like to see that, and like I said, I appreciate it a lot, and it speaks volumes though because like I put a lot of work into what I do. You know what I'm saying? Like I put a whole lot of work into what I do. So for me to go over there and then people, enjoy watching me and enjoy, seeing me do what I love to do, I'm just, I'm blessed to say the least.
Most def. No, that's great to see. Great. When I seen the picture, I'm like, man, that's dope. Like, knowing
Yeah.
someone coming from the city I come from, doing big and having support. Like,
Right.
that's something that I know little kids in the city see and one day look up to be in the same position you are. You mentioned shoes. That they ask for shoes and stuff. How does do they have brands and stuff like that? Like, is sneaker deals hard, or any of these athletic deals, is that hard to do overseas, or is that just something you see in the NBA?
No, you get people that get sneaker deals overseas. Like I'm trying to get one too, but I know like Kevin Punter, he's a big time EuroLeague player. He plays for Partizan in Serbia. He signed with Adidas, and
Wow.
he just signed a crazy deal with Partizan. I think he got like 2 years, 6 million.
Mm.
Um,
Oof.
Mike James, another big time EuroLeague player. He's with Adidas too. He's Kevin Durant be going flying to his games in Monaco. Um, so it's not hard. And then I see like the Bryce James. He plays in. I think he was playing in Greece this past year. He got like some little thing with Nike where they just send him Kobe's and stuff all the time. So it's not. It's attainable. Like you can do it. It's probably a little bit harder than because the NBA is the NBA. Like that's
Right.
the biggest stage of them all. But people get deals overseas though. Like I my old coach from Serbia. He still got an Adidas deal too. So
Damn.
yeah. So it ain't hard
That's
to
what's
do.
up.
You just gotta keep producing, and once you
Right.
start, you know what I'm saying, making that real big name for yourself, then they'll come, of course.
100%. 100%. I do want to ask, what's your I would say your thought on these NBA contracts now, compared to what they used to be.
I see you posted Dylan Brooks, bro.
Yeah.
I see you posted Dylan Brooks.
Man, I ain't gonna lie. Houston might as well throw me that 80 mil for real, bro.
Right?
Bro, I feel like a lot
Hey
of them
man.
players is getting overpaid, bro. Like, to be honest, a lot of them ain't worth that money that they getting, bro. And they done, like I said, though, it's about opportunity and it's, also who you know. So they must know somebody that knows somebody and they getting this kind of money. But I'm
Right.
telling you, Houston should just give me that 80 mil for Dylan Brooks. He ain't worth that 80 mil, bro.
Bro, so I seen what is it? I think I seen Rich Paul. Like, if you get opportunity in the NBA, bro, you gotta sign with Rich Paul. But Rich Paul is getting these people paid, bro. Rich Paul is finessing.
Man. But I feel like
it's crazy though.
Now all the agents is finessing for real. The way these players get paid,
right?
Well, because they said that the CBA, the new CBA, I think there's a bigger cap space in NBA or something. Or there's no cap. There's something involved with the cap where now they could max out like huge contracts. I also seen that none of these guys are all pro NBA or all NBA team or something like that, and they're getting paid over 100 million, which is crazy. Nah, that's crazy, but nah, bro. Hopefully soon you can get up there, man, and you feel me. You could take advantage of the new CBA. I know you got to go really quick though, but I got one final question for you, bro. And I know the city would love to hear this from you. What is Jorden Duffy's top 5 basketball hoopers from the Bayside or from the Eastern Shore of all time? And you know what influenced this question, right?
Tunes.
The controversy that you went through with an infamous book that came out about hooping. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So let us know what's your top 5 hoopers of all time on Salisbury, or just is it easier for Bayside or is it better just Eastern Shore and complete? I don't know. What's tougher for you to answer.
I think we probably do Eastern Shore.
And I don't know if you should rank them or you should just do a top 5 because that would be controversial.
I ain't ranking them because I don't want nobody to talk about, bro. Number 5.
What's your number? What's your top 5, bro?
Whew, that I see with my own 2 eyes.
And we need your face in the camera for this one, bro, because you're going all over the place, man. We don't want the people to say we tweaking, numbers and stuff like that. Put a name,
AI voice and all that.
Yeah.
Damn, y'all put me on the spot with this one. I'm gonna say,
come on, bro. I know you've been thinking about it, bro.
With my own 2 odds that I seen, I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna say Corey Holden.
Corey Holden.
Who else did I see?
You can include yourself in the top 5, bro.
Oh yeah, I'm going in there. I'm in there already.
Oh yeah.
Right.
I think Bonbon, Devon Gale, that went to Y High.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I'm gonna say him. I'm gonna say Devontae Walker.
Ooh.
And I got one
Westside
more.
legend.
One more. Who can I put in here? Cody Jacoby.
Okay, yeah.
That's my top 5, bro. And
damn.
And if anybody, if anybody put this 5 against any 5 that they got, I promise you that 5 that I just said will win every game. I promise you.
Damn, bro, that's a tough 5. That's a tough 5. I ain't gonna lie. But there are some guys in there that I think I don't know if I could put anybody in there. Damn. People gonna say Larry should be in the top 5 though, bro.
But he's not in my top 5 though. I mean, he's good. He was a good player, good baseline player, but he's not in my. He probably my top 10 that I've seen with my own eyes. But like, it's people that I haven't seen that I know. I could have said top 5, but I didn't see them physically. Like Andre Collins and Craig White. I didn't see those guys play, so I'm just going off.
Okay, that's reasonable. That's reasonable. Okay, that's reasonable. All right, and really quick, similar question. What would you say in high school was your toughest team that you played? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what are those teams in the Bayside? Like, what year was the toughest team you played while you were in high school?
Bro, to be honest, and this gonna sound funny as hell, me saying this, but I'm gonna say any Pokemon team.
For real?
Bro, any Pokemon team that I played every year, them niggas just run. Like, they got some dogs that just run all day. Like, any Pokemon team, though. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to put Steven Decatur up there in I think, 2014 when they had Tyler Hunt, Colin Gaynor, Toy Brittingham.
Yep.
Yeah, that team. And any Pokemon team, bro.
Damn, that's crazy. Oh, so I forgot to ask. So, what's your best memory at Bennett? What's your favorite memory at Bennett? I know there was one that went viral, I think, bro.
It went viral.
Yeah, was that you that dunked on somebody, or was that? Yeah.
You try to start?
Yeah.
That probably is my favorite joint, though. When I dunked on Diggs, that probably is my.
Ooh, damn Diggs! Damn Diggs is gonna kill me, bro.
But he always
shout out to
say
Diggs,
I dunked on him. I dunked beside him, but you was under.
Yeah, shout out to Diggs. Diggs is gonna want to come on now, brother, to defend himself, bro.
Oh, man.
Nah, but thank you though, bro. Thank you, bro. Appreciate your time, bro.
No problem.
I'm thankful to have you on here because I feel like a lot of kids coming, even not even just the Eastern Shore, any small town, you feel me, can learn from this, and also any guys going through the recruiting process, and also potential overseas process can learn a ton from this, man. So I genuinely thank you, bro. It's crazy because for those who are listening, Jorden does not give any interviews. He doesn't. There was a highlight tape of you that was like the silent assassin. This guy doesn't talk, bro. Like, you feel me? He's always like low key, and he moves really like low key. So I mean, it's an honor to have you on here, bro. We probably never talked in person before, but I always known of Duff. You feel me? And always have respect for you and what you've done. Like I said, going to college, playing football, like I always aspired, to look at guys like you, Corey, and everybody that has gone, to college for any sport coming out of Salisbury. You feel me? Because it's not much of us. You feel me? But now it's getting better. So thank you, bro. I genuinely do thank you, bro, for sure.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all for having me, man.
Yes, sir.
And man, now I was gonna say, maybe in the future we can have you in person.
Facts.
Oh, yeah. I'll be in Texas soon, so if you want to do something in person, we can.
Yeah. Michael's in Houston, yes sir. And now in the future, whenever because hopefully we can get some more, because it's been hard for us, but like people, how Salisbury is, but like people be like, oh, like nobody supports each other, this and that, but like, bro, we've reached out to people in Salisbury. People just like move funny, bro. Like, it's crazy, but. And then they say that you don't support them. Nah, facts, most definitely. Oh yeah, it's definitely gonna be after you said that top 5. So people gonna want to come on and talk for sure. But yeah, any last words for the youth, and that you may have?
For the youth, I just say, just keep chasing your dream. Don't let nobody tell you can't do something. Stay in school, bro. Like, no matter what's going on the outside, just stay in school and say no to drugs.
Yes, sir. Hey, Duff about to go to a game now, so you got to squeeze him in there before a game. Good luck on your game, bro. Once again, thank you, bro. Appreciate you, man.
Appreciate y'all.
Alrighty.